How you guys doing? My name is Antonio Echevarria of Aggressive Nutrition at Richie's Gym in Ozone Park. I'm 1.5 weeks out from the New York Metropolitan, and we're about to train chest and biceps. Up. 9. So we did chest and biceps today. We started with flat bench. I normally start with incline, but I've been neglecting flat bench for a while, and I need to incorporate that in today's workout so I can fill out my chest, add a little bit of thickness to it. We warmed up with the bar. Always very important to get the blood flow going. Did like until I felt the pump. Just went all the way down, all the way up. During the off season, I can probably bench press. My maximum bench press was around 5 plates and a quarter. But being 1.5 weeks out, strength isn't always there, and it's not wise to go that heavy. I don't even think I could go that heavy if I wanted to, but even attempting it is not smart. You can, high risk of injury with low carb dieting. And everything else that we're doing, all the cardio, your energy level is just not there. But I think today we got up to three plates and a quarter for a couple of reps. Not too bad for a 1.5 weeks out. I had to do a drop set after that, just to activate as many muscle fibers as possible. Just burn as many calories as I can. We're still trying to cut up. 1 plate. Sometimes you can't pick it up. So our second exercise was incline dumbbell press. Started off with 60-pound dumbbells. This way I can feel the pump, get a pump going. Normally I would start with probably 80s, 90s, but being a 1.5 weeks out, everything is about feeling. It's about contraction. It's not about throwing up weight. I can normally go up to about 160 pounds for 15 reps, but that's not the point of today's workout. Yeah, mine. Let go. Spot. Up. One more. Let go. So we moved over to cable crossovers. I normally don't do cable crossovers, but being this close to the show, it gives me a good stretch and a very good pump. And I'm trying to get as much blood flow into the muscle as possible. So for our last exercise, we moved over to the rear delt fly machine. I like to do that exercise because I get a real good squeeze out of it, a real good pump. I decided to do that over flat dumbbell flies because it gives me a better squeeze. Sometimes when I do flat dumbbell flies, I feel it in my front delts, and that defeats the purpose of doing it for chest. With biceps, I try to keep it very basic, warmed up with some real light weight. Make sure I went all the way down and all the way up, contracting the muscle. Make sure you get the blood flow in there. Today we only went up to 60-pound dumbbells. Normally I can go up to between 100 and 120, but that's not the point. The point is to get that blood flow and get a good pump.
Since I work here, I got to clean the mirrors too. Haven't done this in 6 years.
The difference between this year's prep and last year's prep is that this year I'm actually working with somebody. I hooked up with Dominic Cardone of Aggressive Nutrition. We spoke shortly after the show last year. He hit me up through Facebook, wanted to know who I was working with, if I was working with anybody, because he didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I let him know that I do everything myself, all my research, all my prep. I train myself, did my own nutrition. He was a little taken back by that, didn't believe me at first, but I showed him everything that I wrote down, and we hit it off from there. We spoke about every little detail of my prep last year, all the things that I could have done better, that would have essentially made me look better. So this year we fixed everything, all my mistakes. Whatever I did good, we kept. Whatever I didn't do good, he changed and altered. It's evident in my physique this year. My skin's thinner, I'm fuller, rounder, bigger, and I actually weigh less. So that's the difference between this year's prep and last year's prep. I have professional help this time. After preacher curl, I like to do hammer curls. I don't do a standard hammer curl. I like to dangle my arm and angle it a certain way where I'm pulling the weight towards my body. For me personally, it activates the brachialis muscle a lot better, both on a negative and a positive tension. Oh, yeah, come on, get up.
Yo, you, how much you did? 45? Oh, max.
Yeah, come on. Oh, one more. I always like to finish off my bicep workouts with very, very small pumps. I do it thumbless. Sometimes I don't even grip it with any of my fingers. I lay my hand flat. I do that because I feel the peak of my bicep activate a lot more than if I grabbed it with any fingers. So I just keep my hand as flat as possible and just keep pumping it up and down and get that blood flow into that peak. I'd like to thank Aggressive Nutrition for sponsoring me this year. They've kept me physically and mentally motivated throughout this entire process, and I couldn't have done it without them. Somebody else I couldn't have done this without is my wife, Tara. We just had a baby 6 weeks ago, our second son, and she's been my staple throughout all this. Without her love and support, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. I'd also like to thank Richie's Gym for employing me and allowing us to shoot here. Thank you.